Hello, welcome back to the video, and I just want to make this real quick because Valorant just released this absolutely gigantic post about the state of the maps. And so it says, "Hello friends, I'm Al Robles, lead producer for Valorant Maps team. After an eventful mid-year for Valorant, I want to take time to connect with you all about the current state of the maps." And so they talk about Abyss launching. Over 7 million games have been played on Abyss by over 13 million players, which is an interesting. I think they mean, I guess they mean that each player can play multiple games of Abyss, but 9 million players have fallen off the map in total. So that's kind of a nutty amount of people who have managed to slip off or being knocked off. But yeah, so the real like interesting things is about what they say about map pools and what they say about what maps are being added in next. So map pools are one of the most talked about topics in our community. We introduced map pools 2 years ago in an effort to address variety and mastery concerns. So basically, when they did add map pools, they were worried about if there's more than 7 maps in the pool, that people would not be able to learn them correctly, and like they wouldn't, like each map would be a new map for people, and like it'd be extremely hard to like actually get and like actually figure out how to play the maps properly. So we've heard your feedback about some of the shortcomings, and we're looking at opportunities for further exploration. One of the exciting things about Valor, wrapping up its 4th year, is that players are building an affinity for certain maps. So this is kind of interesting, like that they're acknowledging that people like more maps compared to other maps, and so this could be interesting. Like as for maps like Ascent and Haven that people typically like a lot because they're simple and easy, it means that they probably won't come back, and then some of the more or they probably won't ever leave. Sorry, but then some of the more controversial maps like a Fracture, Icebox, or not Fracture, well, yes, Fracture and Breeze might not ever come back. So like some of the more controversial maps, I think it's kind of sad. I think that Fracture is really fun, and I hope it comes back soon. But yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing here. And then, while I don't have anything to announce today, I do want the Valorant community to know that we are looking closely at how to improve the overall map pool experience. In an effort to be proactive, we rolled out open map pools for our casual modes in 8.11. While it's not a radical change, we hope it alleviates some of the concerns. So basically, they're letting the modes that aren't competitive be able to play every single map in the pool. So a look ahead. First, we're making sure the rest of the maps available are available to all our console players. So basically, there's just consoles doesn't have all the maps right now, so they're adding them in. Sunset will be getting a balance update that is targeting in 9.08 released. We're exploring design updates to B site to help deal with post plant spam slash gameplay that we've been observing in matches. Expect these changes and maybe some minor quality of life fixes. So if you're not here, let me open a Valo plant real quick. But if you're not aware, if you're not very big into the pro scene, there's been a bit of an issue on Sunset recently about people playing in B main, and very similar to Pearl B main, um, just playing completely off of the site. And yeah, so if bomb gets planted here, then if you just sit in main, then there's like literally nothing that they can do. Where's my Sova? Yeah, so if you sit here and just spam bomb, because they can only diffuse like this tiny part of. Whoa, not what I meant to do. But yeah, they can only diffuse this tiny section, like this tiny little half circle here, and it's extremely broken. So they're looking to fix this. And it's very common for the attackers who have planted the bomb to smoke like this just so they can spam. And it's very boring because you're not even seeing any enemies and you're just staring at a smoke the entire time. Also in patch 9.08, Pearl and Split are returning to the competitive map pool. So yeah, they're bringing back Pearl. They're bringing back Split for like the third time, which I think is boring. Bring back Fracture, please. Bring back something else, something new. I mean, we don't need more Split. But anyways, there'll be no design updates. So wow, they're leaving Pearl B main. I can't see it on here, but they're leaving Pearl B main the same, where you can just plant bomb and then run all the way to main. So that's kind of nuts. But let me scroll back down. Wow. So they're not doing any changes, which is I think that's crazy. I think not doing anything to Pearl is a little bit insane. But, whatever. Not a big deal. like you saw with Haven earlier this year, maps coming in rotation don't always necessitate design changes. I'm going to point out that we make changes to maps that are out of rotation only if there's an opportunity to improve the player experience. I feel like there's a pretty big opportunity to improve the player experience by fixing Belong a little bit. And maybe putting like something so you can't just spam bomb from 80 miles away, but you know, whatever. But I mean, I don't know. It's kind of interesting, not really though. It might be interesting now that Viper's a little bit less meta, but I bet you Viper will still be played on Pearl. Like Viper Harbor will be very good on Pearl still. And like you'll get that Viper Molly, you'll get like two Killjoy Mollies still. Like it's still gonna be really good to play long. But yeah, map pools are updated with the intention of changing the overall variety of the pool. A map being pulled from the pool doesn't necessarily mean it's time for a change to its design, but it's always something we consider when looking at meta slash match data. When Pearl and Split coming back to the pool, Icebox and Lotus will be rotating out. So that's very interesting. That what is the map pool gonna look like then? Sunset, Abyss, Ascent, Bind, Haven, Pearl. What else? Split. So this is probably gonna be like one of, if not the worst jet pools in of all time. I guess Pearl is very jet, but I mean the Raze meta is still gonna be very strong. Neon's still gonna be very strong. Phoenix could get some play for this, but I mean losing Icebox is very rough for jet players. But yeah, finally keep an eye out for the numerous in-game Easter eggs promoting both the finale of the VCT season as well as a key narrative update to Abyss. So I think this means like lore. I'm not sure, but yeah, yeah. I honestly, my thoughts. No changes to Pearl is a little annoying, but like it's not a big deal. I quite like Pearl. I don't. I think it's better than Icebox. I think I prefer it over Icebox. Obviously, I like Lotus a lot, but that's not upsetting. Split is very annoying that it's coming back though. Like not getting Fracture, not getting a new map instead of Split. Like we don't need more Split. Split is one of the oldest maps in the game. It's been out forever. Let's bring back Fracture. We haven't played Fracture in over a year in the comp. And like the only time I played Fracture was in the escalation game. Like bring back Fracture. Give us some new stuff. Like why are we bringing back Split again? But whatever. I don't know what they're thinking. I do actually quite enjoy the changes to B site because that'll help a lot with pro play and watching the games. So we can't get the Team Heretics strategy anymore. But yeah, real quick, if you made it this far, make sure to join the Discord. This is where I do all my coaching. This is where I interact with the community a lot. So yeah, you can submit emojis in here. You can submit VODs, talk about esports, talk about pretty much anything. How to put a frog in a tux. So yeah, if that interests you, make sure to check out the description. There'll be a link down there, and I'll see you guys next time.